Stop getting sidetracked with with Elon, with all this stuff going on. That is the Colosseum to a T. In the Colosseum, doing the up and down. What's the emperor going to say? Being distracted. Distraction, psyops, left and right, for literally the left and the right. The psyops will not stop. The media tells you what to look at and how long to look at it. This is complete distraction of the things that are actually going on. The currency being printed everywhere, the devaluation of your wealth, the theft of your wealth, the stealing of your wealth, your time and energy. That's what's truly going on. All these games, paying higher prices, these things will continue because the media is constantly distracting people with masks on their face, with campaigns, with fighting, with runoff campaigns. These are all symptoms of a larger problem. What is that larger problem? The problem is the theft of your time and energy. That's it. How is that done? It's through printing of currency. It's through the destruction of money, removing money from work, proof of work. It's removing money from something of value, removing work from energy. That is how this is done. When you can just type digits in your computer, type them in, print them up, there's no energy, no value that is being done to do that. All they are doing is that energy has to be taken from somewhere. So all they're doing is taking it from you directly through taxation and indirectly through inflation. That is how the energy and the value is extracted. A fraction of every dollar that you hold, that I hold, that we all hold, is taken to pay for their illicit activity. When I say they, I'm talking about the banking cartels, the ruling class, the unproductive class, the bankers everywhere, the politicians. These are the people that we continually vote for and vote into power. Every single election, just like the election you just saw here in America, pretty much nothing changed. Nothing happened. Pretty much elected all the same people in over again. Not much change. Everyone thought it was going to be some big wave and whatever. Not much change. People have incredibly high dissatisfaction of Congress, yet we vote them all back in basically every single time, like clockwork. Why is that? Because these people take your money, and again, the ruling class, the unproductive class, the politicians, the bankers, they go take your money through the currency printing, stealing a fraction of every single dollar you own every single time, take that currency and they go sprinkle it into ad campaigns, marketing narratives, mainstream media, and just filter in whatever it is that they want you to think and however long they want you to stare at it. That is it. We're all in the Coliseum fighting, red versus blue, man versus white, man versus woman, black versus white. This is insanity. They're in the treasury. The senators are out there clipping coins and debasing it like it's the Roman Empire. Yet we're all in the Coliseum killing each other, being divided, because with unity, that is what cures us. Unity, that's what secures freedom and liberty. And the unproductive class knows that. We have forgotten that. E pluribus unum here in America. Unity, that's what cures all this. Do not be distracted. The insanity, you can't open up a social media app without seeing someone with a bag on their face or a mask on their face, or people doing crazy stuff with kids at a comedy club or something. That's their prerogative. These people can do crazy things. There's going to be a lot of stupid people that do a lot of stupid things. Why are you worrying about that? If we focus on ourselves and we take care of our own children and raise good people, this all starts to melt away. We start worrying about the core problems instead of worrying about the sticks in everyone else's eye, worrying about the log in our own eye. And that starts with me. And then we all continue doing that, and this whole thing changes. I mean, you look at the psychological campaigns you look at people like Andrew Tate, you look at people like Jake Paul. Some people think they're exactly the same, some people think they're exactly opposite. These guys are smart MFers, no matter what you think about them. They're incredibly smart people, but yet they run psychological operations all the time, psyops all the time, let people think what they want, create virality. They're all over the place. So brilliant, kind of like the guy with the bag on his face on the show that we can't name either, walking off sets with Tim Pool. It's insanity. These people are brilliant marketers. The brilliant people, quite honestly. They're very smart. Some of them are too smart for their own good, quite honestly. So don't be distracted. This is a reminder to myself to stop worrying and consuming things that are about other people and advancing their agenda or watching someone achieve their dreams. Let's go achieve our own dreams. It starts with being able to keep our wealth, not have to go to work every single day for 8 hours a day, have your wealth, your time and energy, because well, we know that time, your wealth is just your time and your energy. That's all money is. It's a container for your time and energy. And fiat currencies, broken monetary systems, have a hole in that container that just get inflated away and debased away. That's why you have to keep in that hamster cage, the hamster wheel, running and running every day, not sure why you have too much month at the end of your money, why you can't pay for anything, and why you can't retire. This is why we are taking off sound money, why we are constantly taking off sound money. So that way they can steal from you. Because if you are continually getting wealthier in a finite money, in a container that has no holes, and you just keep accruing wealth over time, why would we make this trade? I mean, why? Think about that trade. Your time is the only finite asset we have. Why would you trade that for anything else but a finite asset? It was gold and silver for thousands of years. Now we have something even better. Bitcoin is the only other finite asset we know of besides time. It's the only other thing we've discovered that's finite. Make this smart trade. Trade your finite time for finite assets. Do not trade your finite time for infinite assets, infinite liabilities, like the dollar that can just be printed into oblivion. It's like trading your time, your finite time, for blades of grass or grains of sand. It's infinite. Why would you make that trade? But we have been conned into this game for decades and really a century. So we know no different. And we know not why we are at each other's throats, why things are running away from us, our expenses are running away from us, why the bills are running away from us, why inflation is running away from us. Inflation is just money printing, currency printing. It's a government printing currency. That is the definition of inflation. That's all it is. So the insanity of guys with bags on their faces, walking off interviews, having mental breakdowns, used to be married to the Kardashians, one of them, and Elon Musk taking over Twitter. I still don't even know what's going on. The guy's trying to put blue check marks on there and make people pay for him, and people are freaking out. Why? Why is that? These are all psyops. It's to get you distracted from what's really going on in the world. Get you distracted from the billions of dollars we're sending over to proxy wars with nuclear powers. Who voted for that? The real questions that aren't being answered. Why was there supposed to be a huge wave in Congress this year, yet nothing happened? Why can't we figure out what elections are what's really happening? Why can't we even count votes here in America? We're supposed to be the greatest country on earth. We can't even count votes in states all across the country within a 24-hour period. We can't even get the electronics to work, the software. Doesn't that lead anyone to question anything? But it starts here. It starts here. It starts with us first. It starts with taking care of our own, taking care of ourselves first, putting our mask on first before we go help other people. Focusing on ourselves, uniting, doing what we can do, and understanding there's 99% of us. There's only 1% of the unproductive class. The unproductive class that's stealing from all of us. Theft, literal theft, inflation is theft, taxes are theft. And stealing from us to go sprinkle our wealth, our time and energy, the currency, go sprinkle that into ad campaigns, media, politicians, FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, go sprinkle it, run the money, wash it through, and sprinkle it wherever they are to put ad campaigns back in your face to continue shaping the narrative, what they want you to think. We just shared the other day a couple infographics of all the media conglomerates that are owned by just a few people. All the media in the world, all the mainstream media is owned by just a handful of people. That's why alternative news is becoming so massive, because people are understanding that they're not being told the truth. They haven't been being told the truth for decades. Now that's coming to a head. But there are people out there, big viral people that people just don't even get. That's why it's very interesting. You talk about people like Elon, or the guy that was married to Kim Kardashian, or an Andrew Tate, or Jake Paul. These people are very polarizing, and they say a lot of things. Some things are crazy. They say a lot of things that also make people think. That's what's a genius thing about them, is they're very polarizing, and they say things that go against the narrative, and they go against the mainstream, so they make people think about what's truly going on. And at the very least, we need to break out of that shell. That shell is what needs to be broken out of. We have to break out of that shell of thinking, of the dogma, of what we've been told, traditional thinking. That doesn't cut it anymore. We are entering hard times. We've been talking about this for a long time, prepping. Food, energy, water, gold and silver, Bitcoin, getting prepared for what's coming. We're in that fourth turning. It's time to get prepared. Time to start thinking for ourselves and not just doing what we've been told. Because school for 100 years has told us to comply, follow the rules, don't ask questions. If you get something wrong, you fail, you're a loser. That couldn't be more inaccurate. That is the essence of life: failing, getting better, getting stronger, and cooperating, which they call cheating in school, working with your fellow man, your fellow woman, and growing and getting better and being community and being united. That is the path forward.